the Detroit Lions offensive line. Chris, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. All right. It's a 2-parter. Number 1, do we have the best offensive line in the NFL? And number 2, is depth on our offensive line a problem, a weakness, or a strength?
Ooh, so number 1, I think we do have the best offensive line. I see that through multiple sources too. And I like PFF. I just do when it comes to offensive line, because you can't eyeball that as well as you can see a guy running down and, Kelvin Johnson. He's good. I can see that. I can't tell what a guard's doing all the time, but PFF can pick that up, and they talk about pressures, and they talk about a lot of things. So I love PFF for offensive line. PFF ranks them number 1 because we have a blue chip top center and tackle and a really good tackle. So we got 3 really good players. We've got one of the most consistent guys ever in Zeitler. And then, Graham Glasgow just played well last year. He just did.
Just a top 10 guard last year. No big deal.
So that our offensive line's fully set. Now with that, I think the depth is a definite concern. One of the things that is
I'll
bad.
Throw up the depth here for everybody to look at.
Yeah, the depth's bad because one of the big guys we were really excited about was Christian Mahogany. And I don't know, let us know in the comments if you know what's going on, but he's got like this mysterious illness, so he just hasn't been out there. And Dan Campbell was asked, is this a concern? And he's like, yeah, just because he's not practicing. And I don't know fully. I don't think it's like a long-term thing, but he's missed a bunch of practice. So you take him out, and that interior offensive line is where I'm concerned, because that's just where injuries pile up. That's where Frank Ragnow, because what's going to happen with him? Graham's got to switch in. So the answer to your questions, I do think it's a concern right now. What about you?
Yeah, I wasn't concerned. And then, like you said, Christian Mahogany is just sick, and we don't know what's going on. And we've seen this before with rookies. If they don't get into camp, every week they miss of camp is like missing 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season. So if you miss 4 weeks of training camp, you're not ready to go till like week 8 of the regular season. If you're a rookie, if you're lucky by then. Right. Like, we saw what happened to J-Mo. He's not the only one, but we saw what happened to J-Mo and how it stunted his growth. Like, we saw what happened to Levi Onwuzurike when he was hurt. Like, we've seen this with rookies before. All right, let's go to the tight end position. All right, James Mitchell. Is he even going to make the team this year?
Man.
He missed his first training camp. He never got traction. And Christian Mahogany, we walk in here, and it's like, oh, he's a 6th round pick, but all of us felt like, yep, guaranteed he's the starting guard of the future. Like, we just had that good feeling about him, kind of like we did about Rodrigo, right? Kind of like we did about St. Brown. We've had different guys like this, but if he's not playing, now all of a sudden it's like, okay, so we need to keep him on the team. And we're not going to take a 4th round pick on Giovanni Manu and then not keep him.
Right.
But he's not ready to play.
Right.
He's not ready to play. So now you're going into the season, and who's the other 2 that you're keeping? Now you have to keep 9 or 10, which you don't want to keep 10 offensive linemen. Colby Sorsdahl, is he ready to play swing tackle? I don't know.
Right.
Michael Neese is the only guy other than Glasgow who can back up Frank Ragnow at the center position. All right. Other than, a couple of unrestricted free agents. So undrafted free agents. Sorry. And it's just like, there is some concern. That's what I'm most looking forward to watching for the first preseason game on Thursday, is what can our offensive backup line do? Because that's all that's going to play.
Absolutely. And no, that's a good point. And let us know in the comments, do you watch the preseason games? Because I know that seems, you're really excited at first. You're just like, it's football. And then it's like, oh shoot, no one's out there, and it gets it's a bummer, but I know you do. I know you like watching different players, and you're watching things. Yeah. I'm
a nerd, man.
I try to, and it's just too hard for me. But anyway, it's easier now, of course, because you're watching some of these things, and you're watching, man, what about the offensive line? What James Mitchell? What about the running backs? Like, there is some depth. We have good depth, but we also have, on our most important positions, offensive line, we don't have the depth right now. And that is, and again, I think if you and I did a little exercise and we went through and just said, all right, what are our top 3 concerns? Let us know in the comments there. What are our top 3 concerns? I think offensive line depth is one, for sure. And again, this is like great because we're nitpicking a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
And we don't have like
best offensive line unit in the NFL, and we're nitpicking. I love
yeah,
it.
exactly.
I
We're like trying
love
to
it.
find, and it's like, but man, that is our team. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes said, this is our team, our offensive line. It's what we're gonna build around. And it's like, well, I get that. And I we have the best offensive line, but man, it's a big time drop off. So I'm a little, I don't know. I'm concerned because and everyone gets on me, and I appreciate you getting on me. I always talk about injuries, not too much, but I'm always
You're
like,
Mr. Injury guy. Yeah,
Frank,
because you've been hurt by the Lions of past.
yes, and Frank, love the guy, but I mean, he literally, I'm pretty sure, has like literally three working toes on one foot. He's got, we can go through
True.
all his injuries.
True.
He's a warrior. He shouldn't even be out there, but he's like, I'm out there. So again, to think that he's just going to go 17, 20 games. So we're going to have some shifting around. So it's a little bit of a concern.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit of a concern. And then, like I said, it's a concern on how you switch it around. Like, if you're just going to keep 9 off the bat, it's like, all right, great. You keep, those 4 or 5 offensive linemen, then you keep Manu, Iwosika, Mahogany, Sorsdahl. I don't feel that terrible about it. You're good to go. But if Mahogany's not ready to play, or you keep Manu, Michael Neese, all right, I'll sorry, that's yours. You want to throw that? That's fine. All right. So then you can go. I put yours up there if you can go down to the line.
Yeah.
But like all of a sudden, everything is different. Like everything is different. Like I could see them keeping, and it's funny the difference in the way the offensive lines are represented, even in the depth chart. Like the difference between ESPN and our lads, it just shows you that the depth, like people don't even know. Like,
yes.
people don't even know. On the center position, they don't even have Michael Neese in there. Where is he? Right. And on our lads, he's number 2. But you got an undrafted free agent as the backup at center. So Frank's got to stay healthy. If Frank and Graham Glasgow get hurt for any stretch of time, we could be in serious trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
Serious trouble, because who else is going to play the center position?
Absolutely. And last thing I'll say on this real quick is someone just put, I'll be watching preseason for Hendon Hooker. And it's like, yeah, okay, you got me. Yeah. I will be in for that one.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So cool. That's awesome. Or preseason game with a rookie quarterback, exciting rookie quarterback. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Is J-Mo going to play in the preseason?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't think so, but that'd be
because he is a definite starter now. So why play him? Right? But I am excited to see the preseason because all those wide receivers that are competing for that third wide receiver spot, right? Donovan Peoples-Jones, Doris Fountain, right? Maurice Alexander, Khalif Raymond. I mean, Raymond's on the team, right? He might not even play much, but those guys that are playing for the other outside position, like, I'm excited to see if they got any juice. When I hear Doris Fountain running a post route and beating Iffy deep, like, didn't know he had those wheels in him. Just like I didn't know Jamar Jefferson had those wheels to get a 50-yard touchdown run. This is fantastic. I'm excited to see if the talent is real against other teams, even in the backups. I want to know.
You nailed it. And I'm the depth is crazy because again, you just nailed it. Iffy Melifonwu is a great